Fun fact, the telephoto lens on the smartphone camera most likely have the highest focal length among the lenses on your smartphone. Hey there, I'm Aaron. So you must have seen the word focal length somewhere, or you heard someone mention it, or you're going through the specs of a phone camera and then you saw a number measured in millimeters. Well, if you want to understand what focal length is, what it's useful for, how it affects your phone camera, then you're in the right place. I'm your favorite Duati and I'll explain that to you. Okay. The focal length of a lens in a smartphone camera refers to the distance between the lens and the image sensor, which is the optical center of the lens where the object is in focus. The focal length of your lens mainly determines the angle of view of the lens. The lower the focal length, the wider the angle of view, and then the higher the focal length, the smaller the angle of view. Ultra-wide cameras have smaller focal lengths than telephoto or periscope lens. On the phone spec sheet, the focal length is measured in millimeters, and the focal length of smartphones vary from 5 to 105 millimeters, or maybe even more. And now you might be wondering how 105 millimeters can fit in a relatively tiny camera bump. Well, that's another thing. There's something called effective focal length, and there's a difference between that and the actual focal length. The actual focal length on the smartphone camera ranges from 1 to 1.5 to let's say 10 millimeters, and we have the advertised effective focal length at 5 to 105 millimeters. There's a reason for that. In cameras, the effective focal length is equal to the actual focal length multiplied by the crop factor of the camera's sensor. The effective focal length is what is shown on the phone's camera spec sheets, and that's what we'll be referring to in this video. I know you want to know more, but let's take a pause first. If you're loving this video, a sub will be massively appreciated, and if you think it's just decent, then like the video, and also don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified as I release other videos. And you can also check out this playlist about smartphone cameras where I explain everything about smartphone cameras, the terms and the gibberish. If you've done that, let's move on, and then if you haven't, pause and like this video. Okay, let's go on. So the focal length of the lenses in a smartphone camera also affect the depth of field, especially when taking portrait pictures. You see, lenses with high focal lengths are basically zoom lens, but on smartphones, the focal length is a bit limited. When you are using an actual camera with a telephoto or zoom lens and then you zoom in, the depth of field of the picture is way higher than when you use a wide angle lens to take a picture up close. When you use a telephoto lens, the camera actually focuses mainly on the object in focus, thus providing a higher depth of field, but with a wide angle lens, the depth of field is way smaller. The focal length of lenses on a smartphone are fixed, so they can vary as needed. So it will be best to have a smartphone with different lenses and very different focal lengths, like for example a wide angle camera, an ultra wide angle camera, a telephoto, or maybe a periscope camera. Although the difference between the wide angle and then the telephoto lenses might not be much, but then we also have software to make the difference more noticeable. So before you go, remember that the lower the focal length, the wider the angle of view, and then the higher the focal length, the more focused the object in focus will appear, and then the higher the depth of field, thus providing a better bokeh effect. Let me know your favorite style of photography, ultra wide, standard wide, up close, or maybe portraits down in the comments. If you love the video, a sub will be massively appreciated. If that was just decent, a thumbs up will do for now. That's it, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.